This is a view of the old wall cemetery of St. Boniface at Maryhill, Ontario, which was called New Germany up till about 1948 or so. The name wasn't changed because of the war, but because there's a town not too far away which is larger, also called New Germany. So the people were given the choice of a new name, and of course they decided on Maryhill from the list that the government gave them. Here you can see the old wall cemetery now after 8 years of restoration, and in a minute we'll go inside. As you can see, this wall is quite substantial, about 7 feet high in places, 6 all the way around. It was built in about 1852. The land was given by the Zettel family, who were new settlers from Alsace and the little town of Sufflenheim, which is where my family come from too. So many of my family are related to others in the area, probably about 800. And as a result, most of these people in here are relatives. And here we are at the gate. We'll go inside. So now you can see a ground level view. There are about 200 unmarked graves. Originally this cemetery was across the street, right from here, and they decided to move it over here when they built the new church in about 1855. The Jesuits come out and did the moving in, and of course a lot of the tombstones had wooden crosses, and so were literally unmarked. These ones date back to 1850. I think the earliest burial is actually 1854. Now many of these crosses are quite unique, especially these iron crosses that you see here. We have about 90 to 95 altogether, as well as these other tabular monuments. And as you can see, just about everyone has been restored over the last 5 years. Here's one I did where I replaced the cross from a copy, as you can see, and it had broken off at the bottom. So I made a mold up to replace the bottom section and then recast it, and here it is back exactly the way it was in 1889. Gee. We have a number of very special and unique monuments here in the St. Boniface Old Wall Cemetery. One example here is this very ornate stone. Some people say marble, but it's actually a very soft stone, more like a limestone, I think, that goes right back to, again, the early part of the 18th century or 19th century. And again, this is a design that was brought more or less from that area of the Bas Rhine. And right next to it is an even more unique monument, which is of course the famous Alsatian double angel type monument. This one is in the form of an iron cross, and as you can see, I've restored it about a year or so ago. And traditionally those angels would have been painted lifelike colors and the leaves, etc., but for the moment at least it's just black. Perhaps I'll go on and do it as after I get a little more experience in Alsace of the colors they used, but for now it's all restored